Good morning, my friends, and thank you for coming to visit me again for another shave. Today's shave is brought to you by Stubble Coastal. We'll be using the matching aftershave. Our lathering device today is a Sterling Badger fan-shaped brush, and we'll be using, once again, on the 19th shave of this Personna 74. One more, and then I'm going to give myself a break and add a little spice and variety to my shaves. So I'm going to do shaves in blocks of 10 with this blade. So this one, and then the next one, and then I'll take a little break, and then I've got a backlog of razors that I have freshened up, so I've got some straights to try out. This is a Christmas present soap I got from damn it. This is a Christmas present shave I got from the same man who made this marvelous backdrop that you probably have seen in many of my pictures. This is all handwork. He did put a lot of thought into everything that he did, and he knew that I was a Farmall fan, and for some reason I'm not having a good day as far as names and words and stuff, so you will excuse me if I have breaks in fluency. It's a really nice soap. I'll call it a kind of an aquatic thing, and gets me thinking about the cruise that's coming up. It's 28 days, leaving here in August, and it's a little bit before the fall color time, but it'll be a nice getaway. Wife unit is very excited. We and another couple are going. They've been chattering back and forth about interesting places we're gonna go, and Fred, who's the husband of the male unit of the other couple, he and I are talking about what we're going to eat, particularly when we get up into Canada. Regional things like beaver tails and poutine. Poutine? Is that how it's pronounced? I'm not sure. French fries with gravy on it. And my upbringing, gravy is something of a food group, so that was going to play right into my love wheelhouse. Comfort food kind of a thing. Then, of course, there's the lobsters and stuff. From another page, we look at somebody who had taken the same itinerary last year, and they vlogged their entire trip, including taking pictures of the menu. It appears that lobster is on the menu every night, but I don't know where those lobsters came from. So our assumption is that we're gonna do the I want to eat a lobster or a crab. I'll name him Kevin if it's a crab, and probably, I don't know, Larry. Larry's too easy for Larry the Lobster, so I'll have to come up with something else. A nice L name. Or I could just call him Carl, and Carl the Lobster. I don't know if we'll get to pick him out. I visited a seafood restaurant in Chicago where you got to pick out your lobster or pick out your crab. And we had a Kevin crab there too. A great big fella. It took 4 of us to eat him. That's back when my mother was still with us. So I'm looking forward to food tourism. Dang God, boy, I got a big lob there. Look forward to my food tourism. I was glad to see this morning that Dave made it back safely from Cancun. He's now safely at home. I would take him a couple of days to recover from vacation. Get back into the swing of things. Got to restock, of course. And if it's anything like our home, we didn't get rid of the milk before we left. So it's well on its way to becoming cheese. I have that on the list now. Pre-flight checklist of things that we have to do, like I think eggs will last, but milk certainly wouldn't make it. Bread, of course. So there'll be milk, bread, and eggs that we'll have to watch. And any leftovers, of course, have got to go. And they'll come back with live cultures, or they'll have sprouted new forms of life, and they will have started the conquest of the planet. So we're gonna nip that in the bud here. And we finally, two nights ago, we started. There's been a lot of folks talking about Stranger Things, the Netflix series. And we started watching that a couple nights ago. Well, you can be watching that and the time flies, and before you know it, it's bedtime. And going, oh, there's just 15 more minutes, there's just 15 more minutes left in this. Bedtime always comes at just the exciting part. But it's turning into a really exciting series. We're enjoying it very much. For you guys who do have Netflix but haven't seen it, 2 thumbs up. If I seem cavalier in the handling of this blade, because it's settled in, and it is just comfortable. I can feel fairly confident that I'm not going to injure myself unless I do something foolish like bear down, which I am wont to do. I'm wanting to get my trouble spots, so I don't have to do cleanup. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'll just do the cleanup while I'm thinking about it. Because we're getting into a string of baby butt smooth shaves. It took a little while for, I have to admit, it was almost a little too sharp when it started. And now it's down to a pretty good smooth blade. So by the time I put it away for its rest, maybe I'll stick it in a little pyramid or something and it'll sharpen itself. But this is an all-day sucker blade. It's going to last a long time. So that's nine shaves out of this one. I'm going to clean up my mess I made. I flung lather all over the place and got water all over. So I'll clean up and I'll be right back. Thank you for waiting. End up with a darn fine shave with this, the help of the Stubble Coastal. I'm applying the Thayer's formula with aloe. Kind of keep me all moistened up. And then this is strange how sometimes things go forget to mention and stuff. There is a little bit of menthol in the Stubble Buster, and it's cooling. But you know, just for giggles, I threw in a little bit of WS-23, and it made it a little more lasting. And as far as the cooling, it still have the cooling effect going on. We'll follow it up with the aftershave, and I'll smile all pretty when Mommy gets home. The aftershave, you first hit on your noses. It's a lot of alcohol, but that flares away pretty quick, and then it does smell. Well, it smells about the same as the soap does. It's not just an aquatic smell. I may, just for giggles, I'm not going to go back for a second helping. I'm going to go with another of my fifth items. I just got some white water. I don't know if it's still made again, so I'll just use a sparing little bit of it and just use it as a topping for this very excellent combo. Thank you guys again for coming to visit me. I'm Major Rich on the Shaving Cadre. You'll also find me on YouTube as Rich Shaves, and there's a number of other fellows here on the Cadre that you'll find on Facebook or on the Shaving Cadre and on YouTube. And we hope to see you there, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.